Yeah, Bluefish.
Rabbit gets lost. Okay.
So,
Let's see if we can look at it here.
all those news.
Sure. Rabbit gets lost. Boy. Well, Rabbit was in his garden, picking carrots. Suddenly,
Boing!
boing! Rabbit landed flat on his back. The carrots flew out of his hands. Rabbit looked up at Tigger and sighed. Oh, Tigger, said Rabbit, won't you ever stop bouncing? Nope, said Tigger. Bouncing is what Tiggers do best. Nope, said Tigger. Bouncing is what Tiggers do best. That afternoon, Rabbit had a chat with Piglet and Pooh. We need to unbounce, Tigger, Rabbit said. But how? Pooh asked. We'll take him for a long walk in the woods, Rabbit said. Then we'll lose him. Pooh frowned. Losing someone doesn't seem like a very friendly thing to do. Don't worry, Rabbit said. We'll find him again after a while. But by then, Rabbit said, he'll be a less bouncy Tigger. A small and sad Tigger. And an old Rabbit, am I glad to see you, Tigger. Rabbit smiled at the thought. Early the next morning, Pooh, Piglet, Rabbit, and Tigger set off on their walk. It was cold and damp in the 100-acre wood. The mist was so thick no one could see a thing. No one but Tigger, that is. He kept bouncing over the mist. Tigger bounced circles around his friends. Finally, he bounced off into the woods. Quick, Rabbit cried. Everyone hide. Now's our chance to lose Tigger. Rabbit hid in a hollow log. Piglet and Pooh squeezed in beside him. Tigger bounced into view. Hey, you guys, he yelled. Where are you? Tigger bounced off again. Rabbit popped out of the log. Hooray, he cheered. He's gone. Quick, let's all go home. It's funny how everything looks the same in the mist, Rabbit said a while later. I think we passed that sandpit a few minutes ago. We did, Pooh agreed. Well, it's lucky that I know the forest so well, Rabbit said. Otherwise, we might get lost. Piglet shivered in the mist. As far as he could tell, they were lost. Oh, Piglet. Don't worry, Rabbit said. Just follow me. And so they did, again. And again, and again, right back to the same old sandpit. Oops.
So you missed our page.
Yep.
See, Goose?
Here it is. I have an idea, Pooh said. Every time we look for home, we find this sandpit. Maybe if we try looking for the sandpit, we'll find home instead. Don't be silly, Rabbit said. If I walk away from this pit and then walk back, of course I'll find it. And to prove his point, he walked away. Pooh and Piglet waited at the sandpit for Rabbit to return. They waited and waited and waited, and Pooh's tummy began to rumble. I'm hungry, Pooh said. I think we should go home and to have some lunch. But we don't know the way. Piglet pointed out. Do we? Well, I left 12 pots of honey in my cupboard, Pooh said, and each one is calling me home. All we have to do is follow my tummy. And so they did. On their way home, Piglet and Pooh bumped into Tigger. Where have you been? Tigger asked, and where's old Long-Ears? I'm afraid we've lost him, Pooh said sadly. Don't worry, Tigger said. I'll find him. And off he bounced again, just in time, for at that very minute, poor Rabbit was in great need of finding. The mist was getting mistier. The woods were getting woodsier, and Rabbit was getting scared. Rabbit! The big frog croaked. Rabbit's heart began to pound. Ooh! A cold wind howled. Rabbit's heart beat faster.
Boom, 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 boom.
But when he heard the loudest noise of all, Rabbit stopped, being scared. Boing!
Boing!
Rabbit knew what that meant. He ran toward Tigger. Tigger, Rabbit cried, you're supposed to be lost. Tigger bounced toward Rabbit. Oh, Tiggers never get lost, he said. Then he offered his tail to Rabbit. Rabbit grabbed Tigger's tail. He held on tight. As Tigger led him through the mist and mud,
Oops.
getting close. There it is. Rabbit was now a small and sad rabbit, a lost and found rabbit, but most of all, he was an "Oh, Tigger, am I glad to see you" rabbit. The end.